Hey guys, Build Scale Done community. So this here is a quick video that shows exactly how to set up a CASA structure and how to set up a CASA 6.2 structure out of that. Okay, so we're going to be here in a Power Editor and we're going to start out with creating a campaign. And we're just going to call it something, let's say CASA 6.2 demo, okay? CASA 6.2 demo. Basically what I do is I copy the same name just as a placeholder into all three. You see, I can create here in Power Editor, I can create a campaign and an ad set and an ad all at the same time. I'm going to select conversions as the objective here. Oops, and this happens sometimes that when you change something, then all of a sudden the fields that you had already filled out get blanked again. Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to save this to a draft, and here is my campaign. It opens up like this, and then basically, so over here I've discovered something interesting. In this section here, you can see there's one ad set and one ad accessible from within this campaign. And when you click here, it actually just switches over to exactly that ad set and exactly that ad. Okay, so that makes it a little bit easier to switch back and forth here and to go to the right place. So starting with the ad set, let's just do a simplified setup here. So number one, I have to select a website conversion event. Okay, so this is where you would select your purchase event, and this is a completely unrelated page. By the way, if you have created any custom conversions, and this video is not about that, but this is where they show up as well to select as your conversion objective. All right, so we're going to leave this all as it is, daily budget, whenever it's launched, and here's where you can kind of narrow down your audiences. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to set up a Second Amendment shirt, and this as an example, and you know, this is, I actually discovered a place where I have some old page posts sitting, and I'm just going to grab that. And so let's just say you had, you know, a couple of suggestions here: National Rifle Association, Gun Owners of America. So you put all these interests here together, and you get, wow, this is a 90 million audience. So let's narrow this down a little bit, and maybe we'll go for 25. I don't really know. I don't really have a criteria here right now, but there you go. It's 9.7. I would probably just kind of narrow it down just a little bit for grabs here like this. And now we're going to go to the placements. Now on the placements, you may need to narrow this down, but for the time being, well, let's just go for a simple setup where we take out Instagram, take out the audience network, take out Messenger, and that way we're just going to have a simple way, and it's going to take out the right column as well, and the instant articles, and we're just going to have the feeds. So this is now just going to mobile and desktop feeds, and that's going to make it a little bit easier to choose a compatible ad that's not going to give us stress once we select that. Okay, so there you can see the potential reach has actually decreased. That happens a lot when you unselect Instagram, then the reach drops here as well. So there's sometimes a connection, a correlation between the audience that you choose here and then the placements that you select. All right, so now this is pretty nice. We have 5.8 million in this audience. We're satisfied for the time being with this ad set, the way it's set up for the audience and for the placement. So let's go over to the ad and configure that. And I'm going to go to a different page here. The page I selected here is just simply Second Amendment fans. There's no Instagram placement selected on the ad set level, so it doesn't matter what shows up here. So don't worry about this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go use existing posts, because I set up these two posts already, right? As I showed you in the webinar session. So it's basically just using two posts that are already set up on your page. So here you click on Use Existing Posts, then you select the post. I'm just going to select this here and like I said, this is just a fun shirt, very old post, something I tried very long time ago, not a current thing that I'm doing. So never mind the actual content of what this is. All right. So then I have my post, and this is my first post. So but what you see here right now is a CASA structure, right? There's one campaign, one ad set, and one ad. And this is now all selected like this. And now, so I'm done with CASA. I'm done with CASA at this point. And what I need to do is now I need to do step 2, which is duplicate my ad so that I can set up the CASA with 2 ads, right? So the second ad, I'm going to point that to a separate post so I can run a test between 2 different products or 2 different creatives or whatever it is. So I'm on the ads level here. I'm going to hit duplicate. And I'm just going to keep that as selecting the existing campaign because I just want to copy that ad into the same campaign and into the same ad set. Okay, so it's pre-selected as existing campaign and existing ad set, and that's exactly what I want. And I'm just going to make one copy of this. So I'm going to duplicate it, and there's my second ad now. You can see here's my original one. It says just CASA 6.2 demo, and then here's the copy that says CASA 6.2 demo copy. Okay, so now on this ad set, on this ad, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to choose a different post. And again, this could be a different product. Let's just go for a different product. Let's just go for this here. Okay, different product. Well, this is also kind of a different post style altogether. Don't know if I want that. Let's just kind of stay very compatible. Very similar post style, just a different product. It's a different product, okay? So now I have one product here and the other product in the ads, and I have both of these ads under the same ad set. So I have one campaign, one ad set, and 2 ads. So it's a CASA with 2 ads, right? All right, now with that, I'm going to then go to step 3, which is I'm going to duplicate this ad set, and I'm going to make a second ad set out of this. Okay, so I'm going to select the ad set I want to duplicate. I hit duplicate, and I just put it into the original campaign, just like before. All right. So now I have one campaign, 2 ad sets, right? Here's my CASA 62 demo ad set. Here's my demo copy ad set. This here was an old one. Don't look at that. We're not working at this. It has nothing to do with what I'm showing you here, right? So here's the duplicate of this ad set. And then within this ad set, we have 2 new ads, right? And now they're exact copies of the other ones, right? These are for one ad set, and these are for the other ad set, right? So I can go back and forth here. I have the 2 ad sets, and I have the 2 ads under this ad set, and then I have the 2 ads under the other ad set, right? Okay, so if I select both ad sets here, now I have 4 ads that are all selected, and each of the ads points to one of the posts. This is a physical post here, right? An existing post, so the 2 ads are connected. The 2 ad sets are connected to the same 2 posts. Okay, so now I could go in here, if you wanted to, I could go in here and change the audience up a little bit. Okay, so mix it up here a little bit. Just for demo's sake, I'm just going to select women instead of men here. Okay, that gives me 2.3 million. So this here is going to female, this is going to be male. Now I'm going to show you another real cool trick that I'm using to dynamically rename these ad sets. So here's how I do this. I take the campaign name, see what I do? Here's the name of the campaigns as you have multiple ad sets selected here. I go to rename using available fields. And here on the left side, you can see there are fields that come from the ad set level and fields that come from the campaign level. So what I do is I select the campaign name, and then I go to the ad set and I select custom audiences, and I'm also going to select interests on here. And I'm going to put interests, custom audiences, gender, age, and ad set ID. So it becomes a fairly long ad set name. As you can see, this is like a sample. You see this comes from the campaign. And this is the interest. These are all the interests that are in there. Then this is the gender, this is the age, and this is the ad set ID. Okay, I'm going to rename it like this. And now both of these ad sets have individually slightly different names, right? They're the same name for a long time, but then here, male, female, you can see the difference, and the ad set ID should be different as well. Okay, so that's that. And then I go to the ads, and I do the same thing here with all the ad sets selected. I click the rename using available fields. And then here, it's very simple. You can actually choose fields from the ad, fields from the ad set, and fields from the campaign. But simply what I do here, I'll take the ad set name, which is in the ad set group, and then I just put the current ad ID on there. And then another thing that I like to do is I like to put what is it called again? Ad update date. I put that in there as well. Okay, that way I have the date, the current date on the end of the ad name, and that's awesome. Okay, rename it all. Bam, there you go. So now I have 4 individual ad names that have show me the connection to the ad set that they belong to, but it also is individually distinguishable, so I can easily go back and forth between them. Okay, so that's that. So let's recap. So now I have a CASA with 2 ad sets. The 2 ad sets have 2 different audiences. One is actually female, one is male, and it's otherwise the same. And now comes step 4. In step 4, I take these 2 ad sets and make another 2 copies of each, and I copy them into the same original campaign. So original campaign always just means the same campaign where the ad sets currently are. Okay, and then I just go through, click through these again for the 4 new ad sets that I've just created, and the same for the 8 new ads I've just created. And there it is. Now I'm finished. Now I have 6 ad sets. See, these are the 6 ad sets here. They're now all neatly named, individually different names. I have 1 campaign, 6 ad sets. Each of these ad sets has 2 ads, and each of the ads are pointing to the same 2 posts for all 6 of these campaigns. And now I'm going to go ahead and review draft items and launch it. That will upload the whole thing, and I'm done with my CASA 6.2.